Good evening. I'm Ken Green. I'm the provost here at the College of Florham, and welcome to this UN Pathways event. This is one of the pathway events for the season, and on October 20th, the ambassador from Turkey will be here for the presentation. But this evening, it's our pleasure to have Ambassador Touray here from Sierra Leone. But what I'd like to do right now is to introduce Ambassador Kamal from Pakistan, and he is the person who's primarily responsible for this UN Pathways series. It's through his relationships with the United Nations ambassadors in New York that we're able to get the speakers to come here. So we really appreciate and thank Ambassador Kamal for that. And now, Ambassador Kamal, I'll let you introduce our guest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ambassador Touray doesn't need much of an introduction at the United Nations. And the reason for that is that he started work at the United Nations in the 1960s, before I was born. And so I consider him my mentor and senior, which is saying a great deal, because this year is my 35th General Assembly at the United Nations, but I happily doff my hat to Ambassador Touray. Diplomat, lawyer, eminent personality, and diplomat again. And so, Ambassador Touray, it's a pleasure for us to welcome you here at Fairleigh Dickinson. But it's a difficult task for most of us, because most of us do not even know where is Sierra Leone. Enlighten us a bit about Sierra Leone. Where is it located? How big is it? Is it a small country? Is it like Singapore? Is it a big country? What is its population? What makes it tick? And what makes you tick? And I'm very interested in the fact that you share a common name, Shekou Touray, with the former president of Guinea. How is it that two people from two different countries have the same name? Is it that the same family is running two countries? Are you like the Bushes or the Kennedys in West Africa? So tell us a bit about yourself also. You have the floor.
Well, good evening. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm delighted to be here. In the first place, let me apologize for absenting myself last session. It was due to some countervailing circumstances which prevented me coming here. But I've tried to make it this year. And may I also say that my mission has forged a link with this institution. Two of my staff had the benefit of following a mass course here in the spring of 2006. And they've been valuable assets in my team, and they exemplify the quality of intellectual attainment of this your great institution. So I'm very much delighted being here, really. As far as my name is concerned, which I will start with, because perhaps you might be interested in knowing why I'm Touray, Shekou Touray. It happens to be the same name as the former president of Guinea, the late one. The name Touray is very common in West Africa, from both the Malinke tribe and the Susu tribe. You will note that even in Mali, there is a Touray president, ATT Touray. And we all hail from one stock, Almami Samaru Touray, who is the greatest warrior in the Shonga Empire of those days. So from there, people migrated from that part of Africa to other parts of Africa, especially West Africa. So if I'm called Shekou Touray, don't be surprised, that is the connection. Now, Sierra Leone is a very small country. It is slightly smaller than Scotland and a little bigger than Sri Lanka, and is almost the same size as South Carolina. Now it lies between latitudes 7 degrees and 10 degrees north of the equator, and between longitude 10 degrees and 14 degrees west of Greenwich. It has an area of about 73,000 square miles, which is about 29,000 square miles, and about 73,000 square kilometers, for those of you who think metric. The population is now estimated at about 6 million.
It was only 5 million yesterday. You produce a lot of children,
Yes,
obviously.
well, that is it, because the war, we had a war, but I mean, we are very prolific, as you know, in that country, and some of the polygamy is at least part of the life of the rural community, so children are very much cherished.
It must also be because there's not enough electricity, so the nights are long.
That used to be during the Civil War, but nowadays we have electricity almost 24 hours in the capital and in the main headquarter towns. So we've passed that stage now. So at least it's no longer the city of darkness. There's light throughout 24 hours in the city. So briefly, that is Sierra Leone, and it's a very small country. And from north to south, it's about 335 kilometers. From east to west, it's about 325 kilometers. And then from either side to the coast, it's about 300 kilometers. So it's very much circular in shape. Then on the northeast, you have the Republic of Guinea as our neighbor. On the south and southeast, you have the Republic of Liberia. And then on the south and the southwest, you have the Atlantic seaboard, which runs for about 400 kilometers. So you know that we have at least a very wide offshore area. That is Sierra Leone so far.
But other than producing children, which you do obviously very well, what makes you tick? Are you a nation of farmers? Are you a nation of educated people? Are you a nation of poets? What is the soul of Sierra Leone?
Well, Sierra Leone used to be the nerve center of education in West Africa. It used to be the center of the British administration in West Africa. So it was even called or dubbed the Athens of West Africa.
The Athens?
The Athens of West Africa. The very first university in West Africa, which is the Touray College, founded in the early 19th centuries, was founded in Freetown, Sierra Leone. As you know, it was a settlement founded for free slaves from America, England, and some from the West Indies. They went there and settled there during the abolition of the slave trade. And so